Hey, my name is Dan.
And I'm Candace, and this is our van that we live in part-time when we travel. It's also a delivery vehicle for our work and a bit of a showroom on wheels.
This video is sponsored by Organic Basics. Click the link in the description and use code FLORBOBX at checkout for 10% off your sustainable apparel.
We're woodworkers and artists in Muskoka. We were hired as the woodworkers to redo a restaurant for a show that happened. Like, it's called Restaurants on the Edge. So it was kind of cool because the cameraman for the show, Joe, that we follow, he had a van. He had all his camera gear and all these sliders, and I was like, whoa, and he had a bed for him and his dog. And I'm like, this is amazing.
So then it was just a matter of researching like crazy, as you do. We wanted something reliable, especially if we were gonna like put a lot into it.
We sketched out 7 or 8, and then we whittled down to 3 designs. And then after that, we just kind of made it up as we went along.
We're woodworkers, so you can kind of display examples of our work. And then we need a big van because we haul wood around, so that's convenient as well. So this is our van. It's a 2019 Dodge ProMaster extended roof to give the extra height. It's great to be able to stand up inside. Because of the width of the van, we can actually lay in bed this way, but I can, and I'm almost 6 feet. So it saves some floor space on the interior. This is our solar panel here. It's a 305 watt solar panel, which is on the top towards the front of the van. And we actually custom made the roof rack system. Dan put that together. His dream is to have a rooftop patio. So down the road we'll have that, which is just nice to be able to hang out on top of, but also to store other things on top. This here is our water port. We fill it with water, has a nice little hose, and then you just actually pump it to get the water going. So this can serve as a shower. As you can see, we're in the snow right now. So this isn't something we often use this time of year. Mind you, a couple weeks ago, we actually were swimming. This is kind of like the garage of the van, if you will. We have lots of storage space back here, different kind of outdoor, like camping if we want to tent out, sleeping bags, firewood and fire starters. Depending on the season, there could be different items. Today, we have some snow pants, a wetsuit, water shoes, electrical cord to plug in, and just different tools. This is our beautiful tabletop. A piece of wood would just slot in here and it would actually hold itself up. It's kind of like a nice little breakfast nook. But we went tenting out with our friends and set up in the rain. And this is where our fire starter was. So we accidentally burned our little piece of wood, but no worries, we'll fix that up soon enough. On our way out, we actually dropped off an order to a shop in Canmore. So this was full with that order. We'd like to bring it out full on our way and then kind of fill it up with treasures on our way back. So that's what's going on in there. All of the electrical is stored safely and securely in here. We have our solar charger, battery charger, where it connects to shore power. The batteries are actually boxed in here, nice and safe and sound. We have 2 AGM 140 amp batteries. Our fuses are located just above that. And then right at the back is where the battery actually connects all the way through to the alternator of the van. So we got a higher powered alternator so it charges when we're driving. Over here, these are quite important. I mean, our windows are tinted, so you can't see in too much, but we lose a lot of energy through the windows. You can buy rolls of this insulation at the hardware store, put fabric over top of it, and then sewed magnets on all the corners. So you can literally just like pull them down and throw them up.
Come on in. Okay, so this is our cockpit. The first thing is these swivel seats. So factory setting, they're $800 each to swivel. They both swivel around. This one, we made it to swivel just halfway because we have a closet here. If you ordered them through the factory, you can't just get the one seat for $800. They force you to get both of them. Afterwards, we did a bit of more research, and aftermarket, you can get the one swivel that you need for $400. The second cool thing is this big closet that we have here. Which holds a bunch of blankets and towels, but also these wicked blackout curtains that just go on with Velcro. This is actually triple layered, and they just Velcro on and off. And they go like that, and they keep the heat in when we have the furnace on and when it's cold out. Moving on is our little closet. The shelf pops off and our snowboards can go there. We also work with slabs of wood. We do live edge countertops, tables, and so we chain them up and we could have 6-foot slabs that are just sitting in the closet. Amongst our jackets and a cool little broom we got on Granville Island. Besides that, we have a little Dometic toilet down here We've actually never used this thing. You can see everything's still in there, the bag, the instructions. We just always stop somewhere and just go outside, so there's no need for it. Only $120 on Amazon, so not too bad to have in case of emergencies. We have our Suburban furnace, about $800 on Amazon. You could find it for around $720. With that, all we do is flick a switch on our thermostat, and then the heater turns on, and within a minute or so, we have heat. So that's our main source of heat in the wintertime. The furnace and the stovetop both run on propane. We went with a 12 by 24 tank, which is about $30 to fill up. At -40, it lasts about a full week solid on. If you wanted to just cook with it without the heat for, say, summertime, it'll probably last you about a month, the whole tank. When we did the electrical, we have 2 plugs that have no USB, and those are the shore power plugs, which means if we're at somebody's place, we could plug into their power, and then we can use certain plugs in the van just for that. The plugs with the USB have our inverter plugged into it. Plenty of power with the solar kit that we have. Runs all our lighting, all our water pumps and electrical stuff. It also runs this Dometic 75-liter fridge freezer combo. The coolness stays low and circulates to the bottom. So when you open one of these, you're not losing a lot of energy as you're grabbing things in and out. I recommend it. So the sink was around $300, but we waited and got a 50% sale and got it for $150. A little switch here, you switch that on, and then that puts the water pumping through, and we have Rhino jugs under here. So we have 2 of them that are filled with water and 1 of them that is gray water. And then when we stop at a site, we just empty it there and or dispose of it at home. This is what we do for a living, is we do live edge countertops, tables. A lot of people do the straight cut, but the live edge for countertops is the way to go in our opinion. We did a little bit of resin work on the countertop here, and also with the fridge and the other cupboard here that holds our pots and pans. For the tile, we ended up finding a product at Home Depot that was called Simple Mat, and it's a sticky adhesive that you just stick a tile on and then you just grout in between. After this build, we're still 1,000 kilograms underweight, and we could still pull another 5,000 pounds. So yes, you can use hardwoods in your van, just kind of go light on other things like the mortar or stuff like that. We decided to go with a kind of textured wall. So we did a cookie wall, which we've done a couple times as an accent wall. It's really nice for a bathroom or just a whole wall in a living room. Over here, we did a textured wall, which is just a lot of end grain cuts cut at various depths, and then you just glue them on and nail them on, and it gives you this wicked kind of texture look, which to me is very warming. Anybody who comes in here and takes a look at it can kind of be like, ooh, I like that. And we can say, well, we offer that. For example, another favorite part of this van of mine is the trim. A lot of people don't notice it, but we used walnut trim, notched it out, and it's just, to me, it's just very beautiful and finished. So a lot of people try to use quarter round, but I think a little custom touch is all you need. We have 2 bench seatings that we built, and as you can see, you can go underneath them, and then we have kind of like our dry storage there. So we have rice, canned foods, peanut butter, stuff like that. And under this one is our technology. So we kind of have our computer, our camera equipment, our DVDs, and things of that nature in there. So this pops up. A leg normally will screw onto the bottom, and then we will sit here and have our breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We decided to just make an easy peasy table like this. We have lots of storage. So we have our clothing in these little cube organizers, and I know that this medium-sized one is my long sleeve apparel. And then I have the little one over here. These are all my shirts. And we use these little kind of baskets for our underwear and socks. So everything's quite well organized. For the ceiling, we decided to go with a light pine that we did stain to a black walnut. We also added a fantastic fan, which has 3 different speeds. It's really good for when you're cooking. Everything has a 1-inch foam insulation, and we also use some of the pink insulation, the R20 value, to tuck into little nooks and crannies. A lot of people use the spray foam. We've heard good things and bad things, but we were able to get insulation in where it needed to be, and then we put 1/2-inch plywood on all the exterior walls. The floor has a 3/4-inch plywood, which I would recommend, especially when you're screwing in cabinets to the floor.
We're highly inspired by our surroundings. We live in Muskoka, which is a beautiful place as well, but we love this country and we love traveling it. It's reflected a lot in our work. It's like full on when we're in our seasons of working. And so when we take this time to step away, we gain new ideas, new inspiration, for sure. We'll find cool pieces of wood, like we'll go to sawmills or check out shows. Yeah, all around it really enables us. It's really a whole package.
be comfortable with failing. It's gonna be trial and error. You're gonna fail a million times and then you're gonna get it.
You got to put your head down and like dig for it. And then you appreciate it more that way, you know?
I would just tell people to just take your time with it. We built this in 3.5 months, but we sped it up because we were trying to beat the winter. Give yourself more time. If you think 3 months is good, make it 6 because you're gonna need that extra few months, guaranteed.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you for watching, and I would like to tell you about these great clothes which are made by Organic Basics. Organic Basics is a Copenhagen-based brand specializing in underwear, everyday basics, and activewear products with more sustainable methods. This sweater, beanie, and scarf are all made from recycled wool. Organic Basics has sustainability at the core of everything. That means choosing environmentally friendly fabrics, partnering with responsible and transparent factories, and designing products for longevity. Sustainability is always at the core, and that's what drives Organic Basics to innovate and develop. These clothes fit and feel great, and what I like about them most is that they're made of recycled wool, because I believe that one of the most responsible things that we can do is reuse material that's already out there. All of these and many other products on their site are unisex. So click the link in the description below and use code FLORBOBX at checkout and get 10% off your own sustainable apparel. Check them out, they're a great company and they make great products. Have a great week.